guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Joanie and I'm the blogger behind simplelivingmama.com. And in today's video I'm actually going to be talking to you guys about how we teach our kids to read in our homeschool. So this video is going to go over some different things that we have done and what I have found that works the very best for us, because I've tried several different methods. And this one is simple, it's pretty inexpensive, and it has worked for 3 of my 6 kids. My other 3 kids aren't quite old enough to learn how to read just yet, but of course we'll get there. So let me go ahead and start out by saying that I start doing alphabet activities with my kids between the ages of 3 and 4. So we just do very informal, very simple alphabet activities. We talk about the letters of the alphabet. Sometimes I use flashcards. Sometimes I use alphabet blocks or magnetic alphabet letters. Lots of different things. And I'll pop a card up for a post I did all about different alphabet activities if you're interested in that. I mean, it's just very, very informal. And then we start the process of keeping our own alphabet book. And obviously you can tell my 3-year-old did this on her own, so it definitely looks like a 3-year-old did it. But I basically just do a binder, stick the cover down in there after I let them color it, and then we just go over different letters of the alphabet. So, well, we've taken out some of the sheets, but I'll have a link for that also in the description box. But it's just very simple activities, little worksheets where we find the letters, we learn the letter sounds. They can practice tracing the letter. They can you can talk about different objects that begin with that letter. So it's very simple, very informal, and it's their school that they're doing while the big kids are doing more, their formal lessons and stuff. And we also do little alphabet crafts. Like this is the one we did for alligator. And I think I got these from All About Learning, so they're free, at least most of them. And super cute little simple crafts like that. And it's just, like I said, extremely informal and fun. That's the big thing. Now around 4 to 5, we start doing, sometimes I introduce a curriculum. Like with my my child who's fixing to start kindergarten, I introduced the Good and the Beautiful's preschool curriculum. And it's a workbook with lots of fun little games, and my kids love the games that's included in that curriculum. So that's something else that I do, the year before they start kindergarten. Now when they do start kindergarten, we start doing a little bit more formal learning, but not crazy formal. So this year, my upcoming kindergartner will be doing My Father's World Kindergarten, and basically we're just going to be doing a lot of the same things, different alphabet activities. There's a really cute alphabet song that goes along with that curriculum, and they're beautiful flashcards. I'll leave links to the stuff if you want to see it, and all of that. Now, I wait until my kids are around 6 years old to really start teaching them how to read. And I have found that both with My Father's World and their phonics program, as well as the Good and the Beautiful's Level K. So I've done Level K primer and Level K. That's what I did with my child who is going into 2nd grade. Those didn't actually teach my kids how to read. Neither one of those programs did. I needed to supplement with something else to really help them make that connection with blending the sounds together and all of that. And that's something that I've kind of struggled with as far as teaching my kids, but I have found something that works. It works wonders, and it doesn't take a lot of time. And it's this book, okay? I know this is probably one of those books you either love it or you hate it, and I've grown to love it. Now I've had this book since my first child was 4 years old, and I thought, you know what, I'm ready to teach him how to read. We can get this going, and it's going to be easy peasy. He wasn't ready at 4 years old I don't even try to do this with my kids when they're 4 or even 5 years old. I wait until they're 6, and it goes like that. It's just like something clicks and they can figure it out. And this book has been what I have needed to really help my kids learn how to blend those sounds together and make that connection that letters make sounds, the sounds of the letters blend together to make the words. And it has just worked amazingly. And you know, I thought it was a dud when my first kid, and then I used it. This was the only thing I used. This and the next thing I'm going to talk about were the only 2 things that I used to teach my second child how to read. And then, you know, with my third child, I tried just using strictly the Good and the Beautiful, and we needed something else to go along with it because it wasn't clicking. So this is what I pulled out for him, and he's just been flying right through it. Now he is 7 years old now, so he's a little bit older, but it's going really, really well. And it tells you exactly what to say, when to say it, how to get, you know, what your kids are supposed to say and all of that. And before, you know, first you're learning some sounds, and I think by lesson, let's see, this is lesson 3. They're reading the word am, and it's not long, and they're reading little stories, all kinds of different little words, and it works so well. And something else I want to mention, I don't even have to get completely through this book before my kids are reading well enough that they can continue on with whatever curriculum it is that we are using. And I usually do move into the Good and the Beautiful for language arts. But this is definitely a winner in my book, and it will help you get your kids reading if you're having trouble with that. Now, the other thing that I wanted to mention and talk about were these books. These Explode the Code books. If your kids are having any trouble with phonics whatsoever, these books also are amazing for helping reinforce the phonics, and we love them. So I have used these with each one of my kids, and it is a no-brainer. They're super cheap. They're like $6 a piece. I get mine from christianbook.com, and you know, it's not fancy. There's not color pictures in here, and it's not distracting or anything like that. It's simple. And you may think, oh, well, that's too simple. It's not. This works. I mean, it's tried and true. It's been used for years and years and years by moms teaching their kids at home, and it works. So this is what my upcoming 2nd grader is currently working on, and that's because he just needed a little bit more practice, and he's doing really, really well with it. So now, as far as readers go, we haven't really used the Bob books too much, but we do use the Now I'm Reading readers. I've talked a lot about them in the past. My kids think they're hilarious, and that's the main reason why I like to use them. Simple stories, simple pictures. They're silly, and my kids love them, and they're very helpful for reinforcing those phonics lessons as well. So that's what I would. If you want to use something that doesn't cost a ton of money, doesn't have a ton of moving parts, this has worked for us. I know that's worked for a lot of other moms too, so it's definitely worth giving it a try. So start out just with basic, easy, teaching your kids the letters of the alphabet and the letter sounds. Use an alphabet book for your kids to do school while the older kids are doing school. Very, very simple. Then after you do all of that, your kid starts kindergarten, continue working on those, you know, sounds, and start trying to practice with some blends. I really like My Father's World for that because they do have a lot of that included in their kindergarten curriculum. But when your child is around 6 years old, if you're noticing that they're not picking it up like you think they should, give Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons a try. And don't just do the first couple of lessons and think, oh gosh, this is awful, because it will get better. Keep trying, keep at it, and your kid will be making those connections. You'll probably start off pretty slow, but if you keep at it, you'll see some progress, and it doesn't take long to see some progress. And then if you need to add and explode the code, It's cheap, it's easy to add in, and the kids like that the lessons are short, and they can also see their progress very quickly with these as well. And then of course, once you've got all of that down, your child is reading without a ton of help, go ahead and pick up with the language arts curriculum of your choice. Like I've mentioned before, we do use the Good and Beautiful Language Arts, love them. So I'll leave some links to that below if you're interested. And yeah, that's it. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more homemaking and homeschooling videos. And I'll see you guys in the next one.